Welcome to Networks Professionals.
Let's get right into it. If you're building software today, you already know the landscape is shifting incredibly fast. Welcome to this explainer, where we're looking at something that is fundamentally changing how developers work, the plug-and-play landscape of AI APIs. We're going to dive into how standard HTTP requests and out-of-the-box SDKs can now literally unlock complex, highly advanced machine learning capabilities for your projects, basically instantly.
To really appreciate where we are right now, we've got to look at this massive contrast. On one side, we have the old way, right? Building machine learning models entirely from scratch. We're talking heavy, expensive GPU infrastructure, incredibly specialized talent, and months of waiting. But on the other side, ready-made AI APIs. By integrating these pre-trained foundational models into your application, you get immediate superpowers. It's a total game changer. Engineering teams can drastically minimize their development timelines and almost entirely erase those specialized GPU infrastructure costs. You aren't building the engine anymore, you're just dropping a world-class engine directly into your chassis.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. Think of this as a tour through a massive warehouse of prefabricated building blocks. We'll cover the power of AI APIs, audio and speech processing, NLP and core LLMs, computer vision and video, weigh cloud APIs against open source, and finally, look at building your application.
Section 1. The power of AI APIs and minimizing development timelines.
Section 2. Audio and speech processing, or as I like to call it, the voice layer.
So, we're stepping into our first aisle of building blocks. Audio and speech APIs act as a bridge between the analog sound of a human voice and the digital world of your application logic. Out of the box, these services convert audio into structured, workable data. They can generate incredibly lifelike speech from text, and they facilitate real-time voice intelligence. Now, what's really fascinating here is the sheer variety and specialization available. You aren't just stuck picking a one-size-fits-all solution. Depending on your use case, you've got the OpenAI Audio API running the industry-standard Whisper One snapshot, which is just perfect for massive batch processing and translation. But if you need voice intelligence pipelines, Assembly AI shines with its built-in speaker diarization and sentiment analysis. If speed is your absolute ultimate goal, DeepGram uses their Aura and Nova model architectures for blazing fast, real-time streaming with ultra-low latency. And if you need expansive global scale, Google Cloud Speech-to-Text utilizes the Chirp 3 foundation model to natively support over 125 languages. It's basically a buffet of incredible tech. I actually have to pause on this number for a second. 0.6 of a single cent. That is $0.006 per minute. That's the cost to run OpenAI's incredibly high-accuracy, industry-standard Whisper processing. Really think about the economics of that for a moment. For literally pennies, your application can have world-class transcription and translation capabilities seamlessly integrated. That's wild. But hey, hearing is only half the equation, right? The other half is speaking. If you pull 11 Labs off the shelf, you get the definitive benchmark for hyper-realistic, emotionally expressive AI voice generation. If you're building conversational interfaces, interactive audio narratives, or even a customer service rep that actually sounds like a sympathetic human being, this is widely chosen as the absolute top tool for the job.
All right, Section 3. NLP and core LLMs, the brain layer. We're walking down the second aisle now, checking out the reading, writing, and deep thinking capabilities of your application stack. Natural language processing and core large language models are services that understand, generate, and restructure text data. The absolutely crucial point here is that this layer acts as the engine for your conversational tools and data analysis. Without this layer, your app might be able to hear, but it wouldn't understand a single word.
When you evaluate the major players on the shelf, it really boils down to choosing the right brain for your specific task. The OpenAI platform, delivering GPT-4, includes native file search, web search, and tool calling infrastructure built right in. It's an absolute powerhouse for agent workflows. On the flip side, Google AI Studio gives you programmatic access to the Gemini family. Gemini gives you massive context windows and exceptional reasoning capabilities, making it ideal for highly technical and multimodal workflows. And if you happen to be working in a strict enterprise environment, your choices get even more specialized. Amazon Lex is a fully managed service uniquely positioned for interactive voice response, or IVR systems, and complex managed chatbots. Meanwhile, Microsoft's Azure Language API is basically the heavyweight champion for dense enterprise workloads. We're talking automated document summarization, sentiment classification across thousands of reviews, and complex entity recognition.
Section 4. Computer vision and video, the eyes.
This brings us to the next piece of our puzzle, the eyes of your application. Fundamentally, computer vision intelligence relies on tools that extract actionable details from visual media. Out of the box, these APIs can look at static imagery or video files and instantly hand you back data tags, spatial coordinates, and specific objects. They literally turn pixels into programmable data.
Depending on the exact user experience you're going for, you've got some highly specialized options to pull from. You might use Google Cloud Vision for robust object detection, OCR text extraction, and frame-by-frame contextual analytics. Or, let's say your app relies heavily on user uploads, well, the FileStack AI API becomes an absolute lifesaver. It simplifies the pipeline by automatically categorizing, tagging, and even virus scanning media files the second they hit your server. Finally, if you're building something deeply data-centric, Clarify offers robust endpoints for custom image search, facial recognition, and automated visual labeling. Section 5. Cloud APIs versus open source, the decision matrix. So, we've filled our cart with all these prefabricated blocks, but now at the checkout counter, we face a pretty massive architectural dilemma. Do you use managed cloud APIs or do you self-host open source models? This matrix brilliantly illustrates the real-world trade-offs you have to weigh. Let's look at setup time. Cloud APIs take mere minutes via a REST endpoint, while self-hosted models can take hours or even days to configure environments. What about infrastructure? Cloud is fully managed, while open source requires you to orchestrate heavy GPUs yourself. In the feature layer, cloud APIs give you built-in analytics like diarization immediately, whereas open source means you've got to code all those extras manually, from scratch. But look at data privacy, because this is the big one. With cloud APIs, you're subject to the provider's terms of service. With open source, you retain complete 100% data residency control. Finally, pricing. Cloud is pay-per-use, meaning your scale dictates the cost directly, while self-hosted relies on a fixed infrastructure or hardware cost. It's a constant balancing act between absolute convenience and absolute control.
Section 6. Building your AI application. Next steps. All right, you've seen the power, you know the players in audio, text, and vision, and you understand the architectural trade-offs. Now, the challenge is yours. I want to leave you with this final provocative question drawn directly from our source material. If you're currently selecting tools for an active project, what is your application's core feature? Is it a live meeting transcriber, maybe a customer support bot? And what is your preferred programming language? Once you define those two things clearly, you are just one functional code snippet away from integrating the ideal API. So what are you going to build today? Thanks for joining me on this explainer.
Thanks for watching.